Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man. Giving you the truth. Giving you the truth. Hoping that my videos will get the impressions of some of these other guys. Some of them might have better studios. They might have better edits on their videos, but their talking points ain't no better than mine. And I don't believe they can speak better than me. So, but nonetheless, I'm going to continue to make these videos. And hopefully you'll continue to subscribe. Thank you to all my subscribers. But we're going to keep going in on stuff. And today we getting back to this dating and relationships, marriage. And as usual, I have to make sure ain't nothing on my face. It's like a mirror. But I want to talk about these women who withhold sex back from men. That's what I want to talk about on this one. So I was watching, as usual, I watch a lot of videos. I had been thinking about this. I had talked about it a couple times. I was watching a guy by the name, his channel is Infinite Colors. He makes good videos and everything. Y'all think the only people that got a perspective on these things is single men. But married men, we have seen both sides. So we've been on both sides. Like some of these guys that y'all listen to, they ain't never been married. You know, they got a perspective. Like some of them are really good, like Anthony Spade. He's pretty good, you know. And what he said, his understanding of these women is pretty good. And I don't got no problem with giving people their props. But somebody like Coach Greg Adams been on both sides, been married before. Some of these guys, they just talking because they know people like it and they know how to, they more like comedians. A couple of these guys, they really got a good grasp on this thing. But the guys that been married before, like Ringo, like Coach Greg, and like Infinite Colors, who's married right now, sometimes you need that other side of the perspective. Now, I still listen to those guys because they make some good points. And some of them is out there more strong right now with these females. But you ain't even scratching. To me, if bars and clubs, a lot of women don't even go to those. You gonna get the real brunt of how these women act at work, at church, at work, places like that, shockingly. So I want to talk about these women who withhold sex. A guy was trying to tell me, you know, one of my friends, you know, we was talking about that. I think somebody's, we ain't gonna go into his details, you know what I mean? But you never accept that off a woman. You never accept that, especially if two things. If you used to be a playboy at any time and women were throwing themselves at you any time in your life, or if you paying all the bills, if you taking care of home, if you protecting her, you providing for her, you protecting the kids, you providing for the kids. You don't take that off these women, man. And we gotta get out of this thing. Like, we gotta figure something else out when they won't change their behavior. Because some of them will keep doing this stuff because they know you love your kids. and you ain't gonna leave. It's always something. Oh, I gotta study for my test. Oh, I gotta get up early tomorrow. Oh, my elbow be hurting. When I get in that position, my knee be hurting. My calf, I be cramping up. But these same ones, though, they'll talk like they the gift. They'll talk like they're the table, even though they're doing pulling these shenanigans. And they wonder why guys, what they call it, cheat on them. To me, a guy is cheating if you led her on and you made her to think that she's the only one, and then she's not the only one. You got her thinking she's the only one, and you do something, you basically cheat. And I talked about this at length, like how guys be lying to these women. I don't think you should lie. See, on YouTube, it's a seesaw. Some guys think you should lie. Me, I don't think you should lie. Like, I think you should tell the truth out the gate, and that'll weed out, and it'll make it easier for you to see the women that actually like you. But in terms of like your wealth, I think you should hide that. I don't think you should lie about that either, but I think when they start to ask about that, I think you should evade the question. Like, you should make them like you. Like, not what you got to offer. Because what happens is, Kevin Garnett, what happens is, what happened to Emmitt Smith. These women get to knowing what you got, and they get to knowing what you got to offer. And some of them will literally not even like you, but they'll stay around so they can benefit. Antonio Gates is another one. Like, all these women don't have no problem with staying with these guys, and then they divorce. I mean, you know what he doing. You already, 9 times out of 10, they already be knowing what these guys are doing. But once they know they can secure that bag, don't let these women secure no bag on you, man. Yeah, you can secure the bag if you're going to get up out my face. But don't let them secure the bag on you. Because it's very hard to win against these women in divorce court. Very hard. Especially if you have a feminist judge. Especially if you have one of those beta male dudes who want to make himself look better than other guys anyway. Or like beta male drivers like these guys who rather crash than humble themselves. But it's hard to win against these women in court. So when they begin to withhold sex from you, especially if you're not married, it's time to break up. It's like, you need to tell them, like, look, unless, like I said, it's 2 reasons that I can accept and that you probably should accept. One is if they're virgins and they saving themselves for marriage, you should respect that. Don't be out here trying to take these girls' virginity and you know you ain't trying to marry. You know you ain't trying to be with them. You just trying to get something that ain't all beat up. Or, for spiritual reasons, she's trying to wait. And y'all agree to it. Anything else, like especially if somebody got to her before you, She trying to manipulate you. She trying to dominate you, man. So don't accept it. Like, if there's any other reason than those two, it's time to do what I call socially dumping them on their head. And I'm talking and I'm driving at the same time. And your wife is unacceptable. Like, if she's not riddled with sickness, which we always pray that she's not, really there's not many excuses that she can have. Like, especially if she chooses to work. Okay, you choosing to work. So you need to choose to handle your wifely duties too. You be at work, my husband this, my husband that. Then you come home and you withholding sex from him. You a hypocrite. My husband this, my husband that. You at work trying to compete with the other women, talking about what he do, all the things he do for you. But then when it's time for you to do something for him, actually, you got all these excuses. And if they, like I tell you guys, if they cheat one time, break up with them. They're not men. You don't let them do that. Like, I'm not saying that, like, again, going back to what I always say, don't be lying to these women. If you a player, tell them that. Tell them, I ain't ready for the one woman. If she comes along, I will, stick to her. And make them compete. These guys, they be marrying, you committing in marriage to these chicks. And if you really look at how they do they even deserve marriage? Like, what's their attitude towards other men? Do they always be up in other men's face? They don't deserve marriage. Do they be giving out their phone number? Or now, in today's world, Snapchat, Instagram, they don't deserve marriage. Do they let dudes slide in their DMs and flirt around with them and they acting like it's normal, acting like it's okay? They don't deserve marriage. You guys need to start stashing away money. Stop trying to spend all your money on her. A lot of these women ain't no good anyway. These guys be trying to spend all their money on these women. And then the women leave them, or they get so bad where they end up having to leave them. And now you don't have no money to plead your case in family court, or you don't have no money when she start taking money from you. You ain't got enough to survive because you spent your whole time trying to please a woman that didn't even think enough of you to give you some and want to give you some. See, that's another thing too. See, some of them will give you some, but do they want to? Like, some of them, you come to them, they gonna do it, but how's the performance gonna be? Do they ever come to you? Like, I've been sending you pictures, like, I've been thinking about you at work. She go in the bathroom, your wife send you one of them nasty pictures. If she your wife, she could do that. Like, without any spiritual or heavenly guilt. Marriage bed is undefiled. Or is she one of them ones, all right, just hurry up, man. Don't mess up the sheets. And don't shoot on me and all this other stuff. Trying to be all nice and neat with you, but when she cheats or if she gets with somebody else, she ain't gonna be doing none of that. And that dude probably ain't gonna be paying her bill. And probably ain't gonna be looking out for her. These women, if their car break down, their husband coming. Then they divorce their husband. And the dude, she getting all down and dirty with this dude, and her car break down, or she can't get in it, doors froze, or whatever. And he say, man, I'm going to sleep. And she out there in the cold. See, that's what happens. See, stuff comes around. See, when you got a good dude and you be withholding sex from him, you just fighting against him and all of that, we'll see what kind of guy you get coming back around. We will see. A lot of women think they're going to just leapfrog all the other women that's waiting for a man like they got. And then he put his foot down on them. They end up divorced, or they end up breaking up if they not married. And now they with this dude that don't care nothing about him. He telling his boys, man, I just be hitting, man. You know, I make her think I care what she talking about so I can keep hitting. When I'm tired of hitting it, I'm gonna move around. One of them. But then they had a husband that wanted to please them. And it's a two-way street, man. It's a two-way street. Like, a lot of people, they don't realize that a lot of guys, sometimes they stop being, if he stopped being romantic, then go back on your behaviors. Retrace your steps. Were you fighting and arguing with him, saying disrespectful stuff? Did you ever get caught with flirtatious texts, emails, anything? Or did you cheat? First of all, if you cheated on him, he's a sucker for still being with you. He's a sucker for still being with you. See, people be on this love thing. Relationships are more business than love. Oh, you don't believe me? Let's go back to the Bible. If relationships weren't business, then why were marriages arranged through families? Why do a lot of the rich people, why do they still try to select the mates of their kids? And if you from a poor family, you from the ghetto, and they rich, the chances of you getting them slim to none. She had to practically give up her family to get you. This is what we saw this happen in the royal family. He had to give up his family to be with her. And there's two sides to every story. Maybe they looked at the fact that she was married before. Maybe they looked at this. Maybe they looked at that. People say, oh, no, they was just racing. Two sides to every story. That was part of it, but I know it was more to it than that. So, when these women withhold sex from you, like I said, and like I always say, you got a decision to make. You have a decision to make. What are you going to do? Are you going to be a sucker? What we used to call back in the day, a poop butt? Or are you going to value yourself and know that you deserve to be getting your jollies? You deserve them jollies. Especially you taking care of home, you paying the bills. Listen, women, and here's another thing. If you having financial problems, but you still paying your bills, that's an excuse that they use. That's an excuse that they use. You still paying your bills. And even if you start having financial problems, they're still your wife. Their job is to make you feel better, to make you feel good, to assist you in whatever way. See, they watching too much TV. See, these women getting evil because of what they seeing on these smartphones and on these TVs. They don't want to stick to the Bible. Most women don't even read the Bible. That's why a lot of them so evil. Tearing people's cars up, all this other stuff. The Bible says the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So when you get to destroying a guy's car over anything, you're doing the devil's work. You're doing the devil's work. You think the Most High will tell you, go smash his windows out of his car? No. So withholding sex from a guy is evil. It's evil. Like I said, if you got a spiritual reason, like if you're trying to live a righteous life, or you're a virgin, you're trying to keep that till you actually get a commitment and a proposal, I can understand. Any other reasons though, you trying to dominate him, you trying to manipulate him. You trying to, what other reasons you got? Let's hear them. Put them in the comments. What other reasons you got? You ain't got no other reason this valid. They just do it because that's what they have. That's how they manipulate men. That's how they try to get men to act how they want them to act and to do what they want them to do, what they want them to do. And men, it's almost like a chess game. Your move should be breakup, divorce. Don't ever let them get away with cheating and holding sex from you. Because guess what? You see these? I'm on one and I got another one. It's a lot of stuff on here. Some of it is not righteous. A guy can really do some damage on this phone. The withholding sex is Stone Age. And I want to see these women try that outside of a marriage or outside of a relationship. Let's see how successful you are. Let's see how many commitments you can get or keep, and how many guys you can get not to cheat on you doing that. I got my popcorn. I'm going to get a sweet tea too. Might even get, I like to get those beef jerkies, the flat ones, the teriyaki, put them in the microwave, put some cheese on them, melt them together. I'm going to have all the snacks for that. I got to see this. Because I've been told, that stuff don't work. Especially in modern day. Try that and watch what happens. You're going to be by yourself. You might as well get you some cats, learn how to sew, learn how to go to movies, out to eat by yourself, because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Because me personally, this is how I look at it. As, let's say I'm single, which, who knows? You never know. Could happen one day. Ain't no woman finna do that to me ever again in life. People have tried. It don't work. You start withholding your best thing, the main thing you there to do, bye. I'm gonna change, if I gotta change my number. And that's another thing, guy. That's why you don't let her see where you live. Because if she don't know where you live, you don't let them see where you live right away. Really, until you strongly committed to them, they shouldn't know where you live. And they actually be like, I don't believe in showing women. Make a joke out of it. For what? You liable to bust all my windows out. You might get mad at me. I don't know what you might do. You don't let them see where you live. Then that way they can't flatten your tire, mess your car up. What if you only got one car and they mess your car up because you don't want them no more? Now you can't get to work. See how they can really affect you? That's why you don't show them where you live right away. Especially if you got money. Definitely not then. Because they'll be on their best, but you know how people act in interviews? how 100% of the time that's not how they really are. They're selling themselves in the interview. I do it, you do it, everybody do it. So that's why you don't let them see exactly what you got. That's why you don't let them see where you live. And the main reasons is if they start withholding sex. You could bounce on them. They can't find you. All you gotta do is change your number or block them. Easy. And this is another reason why don't be so quick to try to deal with them women at work either. Just you stop dealing with them, you gotta see them every day. Every day. Here they is, right there. As soon as you start talking to somebody else, if you one of them dudes that just keep talking to women at work. Girl, he ain't no good. I'm gonna tell you how he did me. And it could be the finest one, the one that's going to cook for you, the one that's going to want to do it. She got a strong sex drive. Excuse my language. I know I said the S word, but people be saying, I ain't trying to hear that, man. And the other one who don't, girl, he did. See that? And she might lie. You know, my main career path is corrections. Boy, the stuff I heard, them women be knowing when you got it going on. Them women be knowing when you weak. It was this one guy. He was just, I guess he had, the one he was dealing with was like the prettiest one. Like, he was dogging this person out. And he was going to the other one, messing with the other women, stuff like that. And so word had got out that the boy was weak. And after the word got out that he was weak, every woman, like I used to see him like I mind my own business, but sometimes like you see stuff like I'll be right there. Yeah. Look. After he got out that he was weak, them women was slow to come to him. That's why you don't deal with people at work. Because if you strong, all of them gonna want you. That's gonna be problems. If you weak, all of them gonna laugh and giggle at you, and that's gonna be problems. Unfortunately, now check this out, this kind of off subject. When you don't deal with them and they want to know what you got, sometimes they'll be mad at you over that too. That's why when you're dealing with these women, man, just get ready, man. When you're dealing with these women today, not a single one of them is going to not pose any type of problems at all. If she do, she got somebody on the side. She don't want you. She don't care what you do. Because that's what they do. They cause problems sometimes. They cause problems. Like they give you silent treatment, withhold sex. And imagine when they young doing this, like when they're in their 30s, 40s doing this. Some people say that's not young. It is in some ways. To be doing that, to be withholding sex, it is. And even in their 20s, they like, what? Would you leave me alone? Imagine how they gonna be in their 50s, 60s, 70s. You just gonna be paying bills. You ain't gonna be getting no jollies on. And then these women talking about, he got erectile dysfunction. Next time somebody say that, this is what I want y'all to do. Next time you hear a woman say a guy has erectile dysfunction, you need to start interviewing her. Well, how often do y'all have sex? What do you do? Like, do you like stimulate them? Because it's always a backstory. It's always something they not telling you. So withholding sex is evil. I tell you guys, don't go for it. Break up, divorce. Tell them. Don't sneak tell them. Okay, well, you don't want to meet my needs? I'm going to find somebody else that will. You don't want to meet my needs? Well, polygyny is legal. God ain't going to get mad at me. I'll just add another wife. Well, I got to be the only one. You didn't. Well, hey, do your job then. Because you women supposed to be like 5 women. These women don't want to cook no more. They don't want to clean the house no more. They don't want to do nothing but talk. Act like they smart. Gossip. Just all that meaningless stuff. Spend money. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't want to lay out enthusiastic. I wanted this sex. They want to control what you look at. Don't let them. They want to control who you talk to. Don't let them. They want to control where you go with your friends. Don't let them. Stop being scared for these women to leave. If you that type of guy where you can't live life without a woman or without a girlfriend, you can't enjoy your life. Do you like video games? Do you like movies? I went to see a movie by myself. And I just felt like a kingpin. I was sitting there, I'm reclining the chair back, I'm watching the movie, I'm listening to what was said. No interruptions. It was a good time. It's a good time. But this video getting too long, like I could talk at length. I'm not even done with what I had to say about this. I'm sure I'll revisit it. Do not let these women withhold sex from you. Do not let these women dominate you in any way. I know all of y'all might not be the alpha that I am. But for you to see life the way it's supposed to be seen and the way it's supposed to be lived, you got to develop those alpha characteristics. You got to develop the people don't matter. People add to me or take away from me, and when they take away from you, alpha males start subtracting. You know, you got to learn how to enjoy life to the max. If you need people to enjoy life, you need to have a bunch of friends around you, family. You can't do nothing by yourself. You need to grow up. Get you a dog. Then that way, like, you come home, you live by yourself. Guess who's there? The dog. The dog gonna treat you, 9 times out of 10, the dog gonna treat you like a person should treat you. I had a dog, boy. I used to be on that dog heels about everything. And he still, every time he saw me, want to play this, that. That's how dogs are. You know, but thanks for watching. I'm trying to think if I think I done said enough about this. Don't take that off, that withholding sex from you. That's supposed to be yours. Especially if they married to you, they take your last name, that's like you almost putting a brand on them. Like, you mine now. So how they gonna tell you what they gonna do? Oh, I'm tired. I'm this, I'm that. Always some excuse. Don't take that from them. Get somebody that ain't gonna tell you that, or be by yourself. By yourself is good. Thanks for watching. hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share it on your, well, I ain't gonna say Instagram because they ban everything. You'll get banned trying to share my stuff on Instagram. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can other than that Instagram. And I will see you on the next video.